Griffin. Noon Wraith. Basilisk. Jesus Christ! Okay. Fuck, I gotta quit playing that game. Oh, welcome to the other side. I have to apologize, I've been playing The Witcher 3, and oh my god, that's a big game. If you're gonna get into The Witcher 3, tell your family and friends that you love them, put your mail on hold. It will consume chunks of your life at a time. There is so much to do. For those who aren't familiar with The Witcher is the story of Geralt, a witcher. He's a mutant. They're basically created, named hunt monsters. A lot of backstory in this game, and if you get into The Witcher 3 without any prior knowledge of the first two games, you're gonna be a little lost at first, which is maybe a downside to the game. But as far as the game itself, you've got great graphics. It's a great representation of what the next gen can bring simply in its size. This is one of the biggest open world games I've ever played. I've put maybe 30 hours into it, and I'm maybe halfway through the main plot, and there is still tons of icons all over my map of stuff I haven't even discovered. There's so much to do. Story focuses around Geralt, who's searching for his adopted daughter Ciri, who disappeared many years ago, but is now resurfaced and is being pursued by characters called the Wild Hunt, which have a history with Geralt himself. Ciri's an interesting character. The game lets you play as her a few different times in flashbacks, usually when she's facing a monster or running for her life or whatnot. They haven't really given you much on her personality. She seems very kind, she's kind of fun to play as, but that's about it so far, at least for me. Geralt, on the other hand, is the same old monster-killing, womanizing, gruff around the edges, kind of a jerk sometimes, but he gets the job done. Even the tagline to the game says the world doesn't need a hero, it needs a professional, and that's what Geralt is. And the game gives you a chance to do anything a Witcher would do. You have your story missions, obviously. You have your Witcher contracts, which are basically monster hunts, which can get a bit repetitive. It's the same find where the monster attacked, follow monster, fight monster, kill monster, but it's entertaining. The secondary quests to me so far have been the most enjoyable, introducing characters from Geralt's past, getting him to tie up some loose ends. That's been very enjoyable. But just the size and scope of the game, it's just amazingly done, with some gripes. I don't really like the load times. I don't really like if I shut down the game briefly and then come back to it, they give me a recap of what's been going on. I've heard the same recap like 30 fucking times, and that gets a little annoying because it's like, hey, asshole, I remember what I just did. That can get a bit annoying, but other than that, those are small gripes. Another one that really does bother me, though, is some of the towns are so big that it's easy to find a regular merchant, much harder to find an armor maker or blacksmith, which at times can seem damn near impossible to track down, and finding a talented blacksmith I still have yet to do. But fortunately there are weapons you can buy, weapons you can find, and that keeps you going through the game. It's great. On a personal scale, I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10. While in combat, he moves flawlessly, he's very fluid, but when just wandering around, he kind of controls like a spaz, and if he falls from 15 feet or higher, he dies for some fucking reason. He can get smacked full on in the face by a griffin, but can't fall too far. I mean, it's kind of sad when a character in Dark Souls, which is known as for its hard-as-nails difficulty, can survive a farther fall than The Witcher. I'm not sure why they did it that way. It hasn't really become a hindrance yet, but in combination with the clunky controls, when he's just in free roaming, it can be a little annoying when you're trying to navigate a tricky outcrop or something to, you know, just go exploring. But other than those few small gripes, it's a great game. I highly recommend you pick it up if you like action RPGs, or if you like RPGs that have an engrossing story with interesting, relatable characters. Yeah, definitely pick it up. That's my review. This is The Other Side. I'm gonna try to get some sleep now.